More with organizers of this challenge. What is all this about?
Good morning to you. Well, Tina, I will get into all of that so that we all have a better understanding what this challenge is and why all of the Instagram feeds have gone black this morning. So first, I want to introduce you to two very important women, two very important voices that we want to help elevate this morning. And so Jessica Wilson, who is a dietitian in private practice, specializes in treating eating disorders in Sacramento, based out of Oak Park. Good morning to you, Jessica.
Good morning.
And we've also got Alicia McCullough, who's a psychotherapist out of North Carolina, so representing both ends of the spectrum as far as the United States this morning, from one side of the country to the other. So ladies, before I get into this, I have a huge admission that I first want to talk about this morning. So I woke up, I was looking through my Instagram feed, and I saw black, black, black. Every single one of the friends that I follow had blacked out their account. And I thought, wow, how incredible is this movement? We're all a part of this. We're all trying to give these voices a space to be heard. And then I realized, I don't think I'm following enough of the right pages, because all of my friends blacked out their pages and I wasn't seeing those voices we were trying to highlight. So that's why I wanted to bring you on this morning, because it's a very realization for me, and it's emotional to see that and to understand that and admit that. But Jessica, I want to talk to you first because you have a very specific niche, talking to women and families who are going through eating disorders and trying to highlight those voices during that time. And so let's go ahead and have you explain your messaging with that.
Absolutely. So Alicia and I had actually been in conversations about this for probably a month or more, about just generally in eating disorder work and eating disorder care, how often it is the assumption that thin white women have eating disorders, when in fact, if we're looking at the bigger picture of folks with eating disorders, people of color can actually have higher incidences of eating disorders, which is not something that folks know. And so in the bigger picture of eating disorder treatment and modalities, we're often centering thin white women when it comes to treatment, and often ignoring the resources and the realities and the experience of folks of color who are most impacted. So from that standpoint, we decided to begin this challenge, and it happened to coincide with everything that is happening in this country, which I think for most people made it more relevant to the need to amplify voices of color and silence or mute those who have been taking up the space historically and talking about the history of Black and brown folks.
Yeah, and Alicia, I want you to go through muting that white noise. What exactly does that messaging mean, and what are you hoping that people will see as a result of doing that?
Absolutely. And so muting that white noise is more along the lines of going through and actually muting the voices that usually hold the center, that hold what some people might say is the mic, and really muting those followers and saying, okay, I want to amplify the voices of those who often don't get seen or don't get heard. And so that doesn't even include muting yourself, but more along the lines of saying, okay, I'm muting the people who typically stand in the forefront and that usually are overshadowing or over talking those other voices that have so much, important things to say as well. And really amplifying our experiences, those experiences of melanated voices, and really kind of honing in on how can I best support those melanated voices. And so that could look like sharing a post, that could look like donating to a cause, that could look like, reaching out and just saying, how might I best support you in this time? And so that's what the muting the white noise really looks like, is really kind of taking a step back and saying, how can I best amplify the voices that are often overshadowed by other voices of privilege?
And ladies, we're running out of time, but Jessica, I know you want to quickly just give some resources to folks in Sacramento because you're based out of Oak Park.
Absolutely. So generally speaking, there's a Black Chamber of Commerce that you can look to that can help you find Black-owned businesses. The Black Child Legacy Project is something that's in Sacramento. And then Model Messing Up and Talking About Race to Your Children is a great place to start, because it's a messy project. And if we don't wade in, we're just not going to get anywhere.
Yeah, well, ladies, we hope that your message has been heard loud and clear this morning. Thank you so much for taking time to join us. And I certainly am taking away a lot from this week and from both of you. So thank you so much. All right, we'll go ahead and put their Instagram information on our Good Day Sacramento website so you can follow both these ladies as well for more details.
Wonderful.
Back to you guys.
Good stuff. Thank you, Dina.